Hi, everyone. Michael Price from Kingdom Freedom Academy. Super excited to bring to you another series, another chapter from the Quantum Leap Strategy. This chapter is called Open Your Gifts. First question in the side margin is, what gifts do you need to open in order to fly? I love the questions that the author asks, because when you think about them, it's not just what do I need to do in order to get by? What do I need in order to fly? He's going to use the example of the caterpillar here at the very end of this, so you'll see why he uses that question. So maybe you feel inadequate, ill-equipped, lacking in the talents, or abilities you consider necessary to make the quantum leap. I've definitely felt that way. The secret is to go ahead and make demands on yourself and just watch how the necessary resources surface. So it isn't a question of if you are equipped, if you feel equipped. Quote, the secret is to go ahead, make demands. I love that phrase, make demands on yourself and just watch how the necessary resources surface. You will rise to the occasion. Circumstances will call forth stuff inside you, seldom used, or that you didn't even know was there. In the process of maturing and sharpening our skills, we broaden our abilities, but we also tend to focus primarily on the development of certain talents. Only a select few get much of our time and attention. As a result, we end up with a narrowed repertoire because we get better and better at fewer and fewer things. The question is, so again, I love his questions. The question is, do we specialize too much? We're like a child that chooses to play with only 3 or 4 favorite things, while every shelf in the room is crammed with other toys. Opening your gifts, and now maybe you might not feel like, hey, I've got shelves full of toys as far as your own abilities, but here's a thought that just came to me. You have access, number one, to the Holy Spirit if you're a believer. Number two, you have access to the internet, so you've got access to unlimited resources through the Holy Spirit. And number two, also unlimited resources through the internet. I mentioned this the other day. You can read autobiographies of very successful people and find out what did they do to overcome their challenges. So the point is, regardless of how you feel, we talked about feelings in another chapter, you do have access to unlimited resources. One of my affirmations, I shared this the other day, I'm pointing over here. I have a painting on the wall, and it's Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, their wives, and the animals in the ark, right? After the ark survived the flood. And in looking at it, it reminded me that Jesus created all things. Okay, he created all things. He did it very quickly, and he did it effortlessly. And that's my invitation to you, is to declare and to remember the truth that the God who did create all things, he did it quickly and effortlessly, is within you, again, if you're a believer, right? Opening your gifts in the quantum leap process is not a complicated exercise. Simply do what you need to do, even if it's not what you normally do or not what you think you do best. The odds are you'll do it good enough. And if you just do it, you'll immediately begin to get better at it. Start using a muscle, any muscle, and watch it develop. See how quickly it grows in size and strength. Remember, if you're doing the right things, you don't have to do them flawlessly to make a quantum leap. And if you're doing the wrong things, it doesn't really matter if you do them perfectly. Sure, you guys have heard that before. It's better to be imperfect at the right things, to be perfect at the wrong things. They just represent a perfect way to ruin your chances for a quantum leap. Now, here's the analogy that he uses for the caterpillar. I really like this. Think of the lowly caterpillar and its metamorphosis into the beautiful high-flying monarch butterfly. A caterpillar can crawl really well. Crawling, in fact, is the very thing it does best. It can crawl straight up, down, or even upside down. But there's no way the worm can crawl fast enough to fly. Instead, the caterpillar has to give up on crawling, abandon the whole idea of crawling. It has to stop that routine, sacrifice its forward progress for a short while, and open another gift, golden wings. Maybe it was better at crawling than using its wings, but those little worm feet are worthless if the caterpillar wants to sail through the skies. Talents have a way of coming when they're called. Call out a few more of yours. And the last statement, followed by, of course, a question, are there things you need to stop doing, even though you do them very well? Actually, it's all one long question. Even though you do them very well, if you want to make the quantum leap from U to U squared. So are there? So I would not say are, I would say there are. So the question then becomes, what specifically do you need to stop doing? I like that example of stop the forward progress, because that caterpillar, as long as it's moving forward. But in order to go through its metamorphosis and become a butterfly, it has to stop crawling to start the changes necessary to fly. So I'd love to hear stories of how you stopped crawling. You made a necessary change required for a quantum leap, regardless how you feel. Just do the things you need to do. I invite you to write down one thing. First of all, to stop, pray, ask the Lord, Lord, what do you want me to do to have that quantum leap? And then write it down and then share it with someone and make a commitment that you're accountable to that. I had a commitment today through an accountability partner to reach out to a very successful kingdom entrepreneur and ask them so that I can interview them. As a matter of fact, I'll make another commitment right now that I will reach out to through Tim Tebow's foundation to see how I might be able to interview Tim Tebow. Now, is that outside my comfort zone? Yes. Okay. Am I going to do it? Yes. Why? Because I'm committing to you. And I believe the Lord in the past already has prompted me and said, hey, this is a mighty man of God. And this would be someone that would really love the vision of Kingdom Freedom Academy. So look forward to hearing what the Lord prompts you to do. Again, write it down, make a share it with someone, make a commitment that you're accountable to take action. And I look forward to hearing and seeing your quantum leap results. God bless you.